frequent visitors down here to the state tournament. 7th year in a row the Vikings have played down here on the big floor. Let's meet our starting lineups right now. Here's PA announcer Mike Schissel.
And now, here are the starting lineups for today's Division I quarterfinal matchup between the Wauwatosa East Red Raiders and the Milwaukee Vincent Vikings. For Tosa East, at guard, a senior 6-foot number 10, Steve Joswick. At guard for Milwaukee Vincent, a senior 6'2", number 12, Maurice Wade. At guard for Tosa East, a sophomore 5'10", number 12, Alan Hansen. At guard for Milwaukee Vincent, a senior 6'1", number 31, Greg Brown. At forward for Wauwatosa East, a senior 6'8", number 34, Andy Freund. At guard for Milwaukee Vincent, a junior 5'10", number 25, Tyler James. At forward for Wauwatosa East, a senior 6'1", number 44, Peter Gerhard. At forward for Milwaukee Vincent, a senior 6'7", number 50, Dewante Wade. And at forward for Wauwatosa East, a senior 6'4", number 52, Chris Breyer. At center for Milwaukee Vincent, a senior 6'7", number 45, Carl Landry. The head coach for Wauwatosa East is George Haas. The head coach for Milwaukee Vincent is Tom Diener. The referees for today's game are Greg Blum from Madison and John Probst, also from Madison.
Here you get a peek at where these two schools are located. Milwaukee Vincent in, of course, Milwaukee County in the northwestern portion of that county, and Wauwatosa East, a western suburb of Milwaukee. Our Got Milk starting lineups from Wisconsin's dairy producers, both these teams senior laden. The Vincent Vikings with 11 seniors starting for them, and for Wauwatosa East, they also start 4 seniors, but that sophomore Alan Hansen could be a key for the Red Raiders, Jim.
I'd say it's a key because he's up against 2 outstanding ball players, the guards from Milwaukee Vincent. So we'll see if he grows up early.
Tosa East in their road black uniforms with the red numbers and white trim. Vincent Vikings wearing their home gold uniforms with the maroon and white trim. Earlier this year, Vincent, as we told you off the top, won 54-46. That was back in December, holding Tosa East to just 22% from the field. And Coach Haas was joking with us yesterday. He'd like to see that number improve to 25% today.
At least he said, yes.
Of course, you probably need it to be much higher. Tosa East in control to start. Ball knocked away, out of bounds. Hansen in trouble on the baseline. Tosa East will maintain control. Just underway here at the Kohl Center in Madison, our first Division I quarterfinal of the afternoon. Hansen all the way up, rejected. Freund comes out of there with it and draws the foul.
Well, Coach Haas said yesterday, too, Hansen, their sophomore guard, is kind of a take-charge guy that likes to take the big shot. Went into the lane there and got the shot deflected, but Freund is going to be able to shoot 2 free throws.
Andy Freund, a 6'8" senior, 16 points, almost 10 boards a game. Puts the Red Raiders on the board.
Well, Coach Haas yesterday also said that Andy does just about what it takes to win. Against Pius 12, he had, I think, 12 first-half rebounds.
2 for 2 from the charity stripe, and we're underway. On the board, Tosa East. Full court pressure now from the Red Raiders.
Yeah, look for some changing defenses from Coach Haas. He likes to mix them up and kind of confuse the opponent.
Hansen poked it away from James, that time right in front of us. The Vikings will maintain control.
You'll see Tulsa East in man-to-man. You might see him in some zone. He'll mix them up.
You got to look at George Haas in his 9th year, a head coach at Wauwatosa East. Brown with the jumper, rebounded by Hansen. Joswick out on top, excellent three-point shooter. Freund, Hansen. Joswick for three, little strong. Wade comes out of there with it. Excuse me, Coach.
Oh, that's what you have to look out for. Joswick can shoot the ball, and when he gets on, he can light him up.
Maurice Wade out on top, Tyler James. Now Greg Brown, the senior, averaging 21 points a game with it, handling it out on top. Brown gets in the lane. And we're tied at 2.
Well, that's what Greg Brown has done all year long. You know, it's like a man-child playing against young people out there. Did that with ease.
Fryer open from 16. That's going to be short. Vincent comes out of there with it. Here comes Brown on the push. A little wild on the pass that time. Brown turns to Tom Diener and says, my fault.
Yeah, Greg Brown from last year to this year has done an awful lot of growing up. He's their leader in heart and soul out there. Of course, you have Maurice Bo Wade, who's can step it up also.
So terrific guards in this tournament. Hansen, that's a long 2. Tulsa East back out in front.
Coach Haas said that his sophomore guard Hansen was a good defender, and he likes to hit the big shot. He just hit a big one right there.
Brown in the lane again. Got it to go, and the foul. Greg Brown. He'll go to the line to shoot one. Here's another look at it, Coach.
Well, the thing about Greg Brown, you can't play off him because his outside shot has improved. Now, this is 2 straight times that he scored, going to the hoop really strong.
The 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Rural Insurance Companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses.
Brown's basket counts. He will be at the line.
21 points per game. Not only an excellent offensive player, Coach, but Tom Diener calls him the team's best defender as well.
Yeah, and Coach Diener also said that maybe there's an awful lot of pressure there, maybe asking him to do a little too much. Gets him tired at both ends of the floor. But he hasn't complained.
Vikings in front by 1. Fryer knocked out of bounds that time by Vincent. Oh, they say it went off the hands of Peter Gerhardt along the baseline. First turnover for Tulsa East.
Now you got 2 teams, 2 heavyweight teams, kind of fooling one another out to see what they can exploit.
Maurice Wade out on top. Almost threw it away that time. Duante Wade has it. They're cousins. Maurice and Duante. Duante gives his cousin a pick that time. Wade short of the jumper, and Freund comes out of there with it. Hansen. Gerhardt. Going to pull it back out.
Yeah, Tulsa is a very, very patient team. Very well coached. They're not going to force too many shots.
Hansen, that's a 3. Inside rebound, Breyer, and the foul.
Yeah, now that young fellow, number 52, Breyer, has had an outstanding year this year.
Well, he is a load inside, averaging 9.3 rebounds a game, and he picked up a biggie right there.
Yeah, they battled for a rebound on that long shot, and he took it up strong, and he's going to be able to convert a 3-pointer.
Kind of snuck in behind Duante Wade that time and took it away. Can't quite complete the 3-point play, though. Tulsa East still in front. Brown again in a crowd, knocked away. Brown gets it back, reloads, and scores.
Now, in that set, you saw a little different. Twice down, you had Maurice Wade handling the ball the time before that, and you had Tyler handling it this time. You had Brown in along the block, along the free throw line extended.
Joswick with Wade on him. Wade not giving Joswick any room outside. A terrific 3-point shooter. Got the defender up in the air, but took an extra step that time. George Haas raising his hands. He didn't like the call. 2 turnovers for the Red Raiders.
Now you got Maurice Wade handling the ball. A little different look than it has been. Imagine they've done it this year, but Brown usually handling the ball.
Offensive foul that time. Breyer with good position, drawing.
And Breyer then picked up an offensive foul on Brown.
First personal on Brown. 3 team fouls for Vincent. We just surpassed the halfway mark of the first quarter in this one. Joswick, first good look at a 3. Got it.
Well, that's what you have to be afraid of. And I saw him jack up some and hit a lot of difficult shots this year.
43% three-point shooter. His first, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
His first basket of the game.
Tulsa East showed him a 2-on-2 half-court press defense.
Extending the pressure this time. Now they got numbers. Wade inside. Another offensive foul. And guess who's on the floor again? Chris Breyer.
This is a nice kick out to Joswitz for that three-point basket. And a good look.
And on back-to-back possessions on the other end of the floor, Breyer draws offensive fouls on Vincent.
And I think they got those because if you notice, every time down, they've changed their defense on Vincent.
Joswick open again for 3. James and Gerhardt battle for the board, knocked out of bounds off of James. So Tulsa East will maintain control.
That's great hustle.
Hansen a 3. Tulsa East coming out smoking here in the early going. Their lead is now 5.
Kind of think that was a deep 3 too, Scott. That was a deep one.
And if you're George Hobbs, you like to see the sophomores start out hot too, playing against all these seniors for Vincent.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier.
Wade can't get it. Joswick had it poked away. Loose on the floor. They're scrambling for it. Time the other end. Timeout on the floor. So the Red Raiders working on that 5-point lead. Hansen gets in the lane. Rebounded by James. Here come the Vikings. Almost stolen by Joswick in the corner. Maurice Wade. His first basket of the game.
And if you notice the Vikings this year, they've put up a lot more points this year than they have in the past. Coach Diener mentioned that this is his best offensive team that he had ever, but it's probably perhaps one of his worst defensive teams.
Joswick for 3. Dewante Wade out-battles Freund for the rebound. You're right, Coach. Tom Diener said this is his best offensive crew. If you get a look at the points per game, Vincent 77 points per game on the season. This defense is usually a staple for them.
Yeah, and it's just the opposite with Tulsa East, where they're allowing less points than Vincent on the offensive end.
Freund from 18. James with another rebound. He's been all over the board so far.
Well, that's what Coach Haas said yesterday, is that in order to win, and there's a lot of variables to trying to defend Vincent, is they must rebound the basketball and not give up second shots.
The big guys for Vincent not getting a lot of touches here early. You think that might change?
Well, you know, it hasn't been like that all year long. It's been, I think, guard-orientated with Brown and Maurice Wade. And, you know, the guards have done it. The other players have been role players. This is why I think the rest of them have to step up.
Hansen for 3. He has 8 of Tulsa East's 14 points so far. Biggest lead of the game for the Red Raiders. Final 40 seconds of the first quarter.
They do a lot of isolations with Brown, hoping that he makes the right decisions.
Dewante Wade, Carl Landry. Inside, Boo Wade.
That was a nice look. They look for each other. They're comfortable with each other. They've been playing together for a long time. But that's the same way with Tulsa East, too.
Hansen will hold for 1 shot. Final 10 seconds of the first quarter coming up now.
Almost reminds you of Milwaukee Vincent getting the last shot, except Tulsa East is getting it.
Breyer fires up the 3. Can't get it to go. Had to beat the buzzer. He did, but he couldn't get it to go. A message now from your local station. 1 quarter in the books. This is your WIAA network station.
Oh, I think they're used to each other. They played each other during Christmas vacation in their Christmas tournament, and I don't think they fear each other. I think they respect one another.
Long three-pointer that time. No good by Brown, and Joswick comes out of there with it. Terrence Tatum wears number 4 for Milwaukee Vincent. He has just checked into the lineup. He's guarding Hansen out on top.
Coach Diener went to a smaller, after conferring with his coaching staff over there, he went with a smaller guard to kind of defend Hansen from Tulsa East.
Foul out on top. See who they whistle it on. It's going to be on Milwaukee Vincent.
Close, but, you know, Coach Diener had mentioned having a target on their back. And, you know, to keep kids up is a testimonial to Coach Diener.
Everybody gives them their best game. James misses. Duante Wade inside, dribbled it out of bounds that time. So Tulsa East will
have to step up if they're going to win this ball game.
Freund has been kind of quiet since that opening hoop for Tulsa East.
Well, like Coach Haas mentioned before, he does what it has to take to win.
Pretty up and under, but he couldn't get it to go. Carl Landry with the rebound.
That was a good look.
Brown, that's a 3. Breyer. He's done some dirty work for Tulsa East early on.
He's had a great season this year, Breyer.
Hansen getting a pick from Fitzgerald.
They went back to putting a bigger ball player on Hansen. Put Tyler on.
Freund got Brown up in the air. Freund with Wade on him. Breyer. Duante Wade comes out of there with it, and a foul inside on Fitzgerald. 5 rebounds already for Duante.
You got Maurice Wade handling the basketball, and you got Brown on the wing now.
Skip pass inside. Carl Landry loses the handle, but tracks it down. Vikings back out their starting 5 to start the second quarter, and a foul inside that time. I think they're going to whistle Breyer his first.
Well, there isn't an awful lot of
tournament experience for Milwaukee Vincent.
Well, you know, maybe Tulsa East hasn't been to a state tournament, but, you know, they went through a tough regional, a tough sectional, knocking off Pius 12, then having to play Rufus King, and then having to play Milwaukee Washington to get here, and Menominee Falls for the sectional final.
Yeah, Milwaukee King, the 3rd-ranked team in the state. Milwaukee Washington was the 5th-ranked team in the state at the end of the regular season, and Tulsa East knocked both of them off in the sectionals to get here. Almost a mini-state tournament in itself right there.
Absolutely.
Joswick with the leaner. And coming out of there with it is Wade. Up ahead to James. Can he beat him to the basket? Yes, he draws the foul, though.
Well, we had mentioned earlier that Vincent's run a little more this year.
There's an example.
Yep, Wade kicked it out to Tyler James, and they had a good look. Now he's make 2 free throws.
Alan Hansen with OW Television Incorporated is... Duante Wade is the only big guy for Tom Diener's crew right now. Pretty much an all-guard lineup the rest of the way.
Absolutely.
Any reason why he's going to the smaller lineup?
Well, Landry hasn't been effective. I think he needs a little more offense, maybe.
Hansen for 3. The sophomore continuing to impress. First player to reach double figures. He has 10.
It goes to show you what Coach Haas said yesterday about not having Devin Harris this year. That was a tough shot by Maurice Wade, Wisconsin recruit bound. But Tulsa East has a lot of balance this year as opposed to what they had last year with Devin Harris, who's playing for the University of Wisconsin now.
Sensational freshman year for the Badgers this year, the Tulsa East grad. Hansen one-on-one. Freund battling inside. Brown comes out of there with it. Here come the Vikings. 3-on-2. Brown all the way in. Knocked out of bounds. It belongs to Vincent. Brown almost picked up another offensive foul.
I think that's what Tulsa East was looking for.
We're at the 4:20 mark of the second quarter in our first Division I quarterfinal. Wade, oh my goodness, was that a 30-footer?
Well, you know, you got a lot of Division I players playing in this field this year, and he's stepping it up today. He was playing second fiddle to Brown most of the year, playing his role.
Vincent's first lead since they led 7-6. They lead by 2 right now. Freund traveled with it that time. Tried to go with the up and under again, but took a little extra step.
Yeah, well, that's what Coach Oz is questioning right now.
Drake Brown, turnover is not a major factor yet. Neither team with a major difference between the two.
Well, what they try to do on that one is try to go high-low with Wade and Brown, trying to use Brown's athleticism to try to score on the little guard that's guarding him.
16 fouls on Milwaukee Vincent, so Tosa East will shoot free throws the rest of the half. Hansen challenging the big fella, Delonte Wade, and he got it to go.
It's a good move.
Out of bounds, back over to Tosa East.
I tell you, though, as well as Tosa East is playing, it's still 19-19.
Joswick back in for Tosa East. Here's a look at Alan Hansen on the dribble drive. And Coach Haas told us yesterday, he said, when he plays well, we play well. And so far, he's playing well, and so are the Red Raiders.
Well, he's on the money for a sophomore point guard. You're absolutely right.
Tosa East now looking to regain the lead. Hansen again. Joswick in a crowd. Joswick comes out with it again. James with a steal. Now Maurice Wade. Another 30-footer. That one almost went. And out of bounds that time. It'll belong to Tosa East.
I don't think that's what Coach Diener wants. I think they want to work the ball a little better than that before they take a frantic shot like that.
Well, if it's not what he wants, Coach Diener is keeping his thoughts to himself, as we saw in that last shot.
Well, Coach Diener's made a whole lot of adjustments, and he understands his young people.
Joswick coming off a pick, fakes the three, and took an extra step, apparently.
Yeah, one of the nicest things that Coach Diener said has happened to his team this year has been that they won the Sportsman Award in the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's very proud of that, winning the city conference's Sportsmanship Award this year. That was
important because that's when you become tactful and play cat and mouse.
Tosa East in a man-to-man. Turnover. Boo Wade looked for his cousin, but they could not connect. 6 turnovers for the Vikings.
Well, after that timeout, I think Coach Diener decided to maybe try to exploit the inside game, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they haven't gone inside at all here in the first half.
They tried on that exchange, and they turned the ball over.
Gerhardt, Freund, double teamed. Now with Wade on him, another spin move, and he drew the foul on Delonte Wade. 2 fouls on Delonte.
Well, Andy's a little quicker than Wade, where he did the spin move and it went in, and Wade got him on the arms.
Carl Lange will check back in for Vincent, most likely replacing Delonte Wade. Tosa East by 2 now, with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Another change-up on defense for George Haas and the Red Raiders.
You got a 1-2-2 zone, depending on what the offensive set is for Vincent.
Brown was short. Fryer comes out of there with it, swinging his arms. Tatum pestering Hansen now as he brings it across half court.
Well, Hansen is their ball handler, and they look for him an awful lot.
Freund. Joswick. Loses the grip. Scoops it back up. Fires up the three.
This is an uncomfortable position for Vincent. If you remember, Menominee Falls had a lead on them, and they persevered with that one. Let's see how they handle this one.
Menominee Falls had a 2-point lead in that fourth quarter of that sectional final game. Vincent regrouped then with some sensational defense. We'll see how they handle this with a minute to go here in the first half. Trailing by 5. Reaching foul that time on Joswick. Brown trying to split the defender.
Well, he did a nice job in splitting them, but Coach Haas is doing a great job defending where they're keying on Bo Wade and Brown. So the other three are going to have to do something offensively if they're going to beat Tulsa East.
Just 5 team fouls for Tulsa East, so they have one more to give before free throws will be shot for Milwaukee Vincent. Greg Brown with Hansen on him. Brown goes right by Hansen. Hansen gets the rebound, though.
Now, although Brown's outside shooting has improved, I don't think those are the kind of shots that are going to win any ball games. You're going to have to get to the glass if you're going to beat Tulsa East.
Rick Brown has missed 7 field goal attempts in a row. Final 30 seconds. Tulsa East will play for 1 shot.
This is in reversal of what Vincent usually have done to teams in the state tournament.
Vincent loves having that lead at the end of the quarter where they work the final minute of the clock and then drive for one last shot. Now it's Tulsa East playing that game.
Absolutely.
Hansen, wild shot that time, gets it back, and he got it to go. Final second, Brown from half court. A sensational first half of action here at the Kohl Center. Tulsa East has the state's top-ranked team on the ropes, leading it by 7. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA Network team here at the half. I'm Scott Emmerich along with Jim Jones. A very entertaining first half of play here, Jim. When you talk about Tulsa East and what kind of team it would take to knock off a top-ranked team like Vincent, we've seen it here. What have they been able to do so far?
Well, you know, that's an interesting question. We talked to George Haas yesterday, and there's so many keys in trying to stop Vincent. And apparently he's found one ingredient for 16 minutes now. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 16 minutes, but I don't think he's worried about that. I think Vincent's more worried because they've never been in this position, I don't think, in the state tournament the past 6 or 7 years.
Offensively, Vincent relying a lot on Greg Brown and Maurice Wade, as they have all season. I'm surprised that they haven't tried to pound it inside to their big fellas, Carl Landry and Duante Wade. But you told me before we came back on, that's just not Milwaukee Vincent basketball, is it?
No, you know, they're role players. They rebound, they block shots, they play the intangibles, the defense, and the offense has been Brown and Bo Wade. And, you know, they ask them one game to step up, but that's what they're going to have to do if they win. Now, Coach Dieter's been around for a long period of time. I think he'll make the adjustments. I think Coach Haas will make adjustments because they have mutual respect for one another. But, you know, to have a team down like this and not having to come from behind, let's see if they persevere and let's see if they dig in and do that.
Well, we'll talk about some of those first half adjustments, some first half stats and highlights as well coming up in a little bit. Right now, here's Bob Bradovich to take you the rest of the way of this half.
Scott and Jim, thanks very much. Well, we are in Madison for this 87th annual WIAA State Boys Basketball Tournament. A few weeks back, it was the WIAA State Boys Swim Meet that was held at the UW Natatorium here in Madison the weekend of February 15th. Jim Disrood of our Madison affiliate, WKOW, recaps all the action at the Division I portion of that state meet.
26-19, and Jim, let's hop right into those first half highlights and take a peek and see how Tulsa East has been able to take that 7-point lead. One of the reasons why their sophomore guard Alan Hansen, he's been terrific so far.
Yeah, yes, he has. Now, whether or not he can retain that same fire the second half, we'll see.
Coach Haas says when he plays well, we play well. So far, the sophomore playing well. Vincent started out hot behind Maurice Wade, hitting the jumper there. Then Maurice Wade again getting free inside for 2. And Vincent actually retook the lead after Tulsa East jumped out.
Well, that's on a pass from Landry, but once again, Hansen, who likes to take the tough shots, hit another shot.
This has to be one of the longest threes we've seen down here at the Kohl Center. Maurice Wade getting used to the floor that he'll call home for the next 4 years here at the University of Wisconsin. Joswick answering with another three for Tulsa East, and let's jump ahead to those first half stats. And one of the things I wanted to point out to you, Coach, is Tulsa East with the rebounding advantage over Milwaukee Vincent.
18-14, and that's what Tulsa East has done. You know, they haven't played any puppies to get to the state tournament. They've out-rebounded Vincent 18-14. Interesting thing, they haven't been to the free throw line that much. I think Tyler James has been there 4, and I think Brown was there once. Turnovers is something that you don't see the Milwaukee Vincent team, but right there it's 6-3.
Well, George Haas said during the first meeting between these two teams earlier this year, one of the keys was that Vincent was able to dominate the boards, especially on the offensive end. Vincent got a lot of second chances. Not today, though, as we see Tulsa East with the advantage and the rebounding end. And leading scorers, the sophomore leading the way. So far, he's been the story with 14 points. And Maurice Wade with 9 from Milwaukee Vincent. Greg Brown struggling a bit, made 3 of his first 4 shots, but he's missed his last 7.
I think they've gotten away from what they've been doing to get them to the state tournament where they won those 23 games. And they're firing away from three-point land now. You remember a couple years ago, they have a young man that is going to graduate from Southwest Missouri State. That was with Jose Winston that shot the treys, but never this many treys.
Well, the stage is set for the second half of play. Tulsa East and Milwaukee Vincent, we're back. We're after a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Okay? Okay?
Yeah, real good for... Second half, Tulsa East. A lot this year. What do you think he said?
I think maybe once, that might have been to Milwaukee Marshall.
Vincent, keep in mind, averaging 78 points a game. They only have 19 so far, and there's a foul on Breyer to start the second half of play for Tulsa East.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way Coach Haas wanted to start. He should probably taken that ball up.
That's 3 personal fouls now on Chris Breyer, who did such a good job doing the dirty work in the first half. Drew a couple of offensive charges, got a couple boards as well.
Now, that might make a difference because now you don't have a big body for Tulsa East to get on number 50, Wade.
Ryan Fitzgerald replaces Breyer.
You have Tulsa East that's in a zone now. They've been changing defenses from the beginning of the ball game.
James with a nice move along the baseline. Coming out of there with it is Gerhardt.
I think maybe one of the adjustments that maybe Coach Nieder said that maybe the rest of you are going to have to step up offensively to take the pressure off of Brown and Wade.
Stolen by Wade that time. They whistled him for a kick. Education since 1916. Hansen in trouble. Finds Gerhardt. Now Joswick. Joswick will set up the offense now for the Red Raiders.
Now these guys from Tulsa East came here for business this year too to play.
Landry out-battles 2 Red Raiders for the rebound. Loose on the other end is Maurice Wade. Missed the dunk, but his cousin Duante's there.
Well, they're lucky they got a bucket out of that one.
First basket and first field goal attempt for Duante Wade. Backdoor cut, Joswick from Freund.
That's a great weak side cut and a pass.
8 points for Joswick. The lead is 7.
7 points against 2 teams like this is a lot of points.
James rejected that time by Fitzgerald, but he got a piece of the arm, so James will go to the line. It's just how you draw it up, right?
Yeah, great weak side.
And then James drawing the contact on the other end. Looked like a good call. James misses both, but there's Carl Landry inside. Throws it away, though. Hansen and a foul on Brown.
Foul trouble, though, if you take it up strong enough, he's not used to doing that.
Freund double teamed along the baseline. Still got it off. Got his own board and knocked out of bounds by Vincent. So Tulsa East will keep possession.
Yeah, I think They just had Eaton come into the ball game. For Landry.
Demetrius Eaton wears number 40 for Vincent. Tough shot by Hansen underneath the backboard. He got caught, and here comes Vincent. Wade. Wade, can he track it down? No, he can't. Tosa means much this season.
No.
But we see it now.
Well, I gotta think they knew they were going to be in a dogfight when they drew. This upper bracket is probably one of the toughest.
Inside Fitzgerald, threw the foul on Eaton, and he'll go to the line to complete the three-point play.
That went to the basket, and he got the...
Freud knocks it out of there, and Tosa East will reload.
You know, like the things that Vincent have done in the past in the tournament is kind of in a reversal what Tosa East is doing it to them.
Brown on Hansen. Great guard matchup there. Hansen may have been partially blocked. Brown comes out of there with it. The Vikings have numbers. Maurice Wade.
Well, they've been running a little more. That looked like a textbook fast break.
That was vintage Vincent. Say that 10 times real fast. George Hodge wants to talk it over. This will be a full timeout for Tosa East with the Red Raiders yet to capitalize. Throwing triple team that time, reaching foul on Brown.
They're going to be in real trouble.
Joswick gets a pick from Freund. Now gets stuck. Ball tipped out of there. Out of bounds, and the Vikings will maintain control.
Got to give Tosa East credit. They're playing a heck of a ball game.
Inside, Wade. Wade got that one to go.
That was a good pass. That was a good assist.
Hansen turned down the three-pointer. Bounce pass inside to Freund, and Dewante Wade gets whistled for the foul.
That was a good look. That could have been an assist if I hadn't gotten fouled.
Dewante Wade, number 50.
Excellent in the classroom, too. Academic honor roll at Milwaukee Vincent. Of course, you need to be excellent in the classroom if you're going to go to Northwestern, right?
That's right. Or any place now.
That's true. That's right. Get past Hansen. Three ball. And Carl Landry just cleared out Andy Freund that time and got the board.
I think they can get a better look than that is what I think George is telling them. They're giving them opportunity to get back in the ball game.
Here comes Tosa East on the run. Joswick to Freund. Couldn't get it to go, but he's got free throws coming. Freund with the rejection on the other end that time. Brown was hoping for a foul. Here's another peek at it. Actually, this is the end of the fast break.
That's right, but this is many of the things that Andy does for this Tosa East team, where he blocked the shot and then he ran the floor to get a lay-in or look-in, have an opportunity to make two free throws.
Short on that one, 70%. 1 out of 2.
But, you know, those runs were made, though, too, on turnovers by Tosa East that forced some shots. Now you see Tosa East in a 2-3 zone.
Seems like they're playing something new every time down the floor.
Yeah, the looks are going to be different every time down. Coach Haas said that he doesn't have a favorite defense. He'll change up on you.
Foul on Gerhardt.
That's one of the first looks they looked inside, so maybe this will be a turning point for Vincent.
First real good look offensively for Carl Landry.
Well, if they can get the rest of these guys to step up, then you can't key on just two of Vincent's players.
Hansen for 3. Long rebound to Fitzgerald. Joswick with the leaner, knocked out of there by Landry, knocked into the first row. Here's another look at that one.
Well, he went in and he kind of leaned in, thinking he's going to get a shot, and Landry threw it.
Making a bid for a volleyball scholarship somewhere. Joswick for 3. That's more his range. Couldn't get it to go. Here comes Brown. Little bump in the backcourt to slow down that break and a foul.
That wasn't a bad foul. They stopped maybe a possible 2 points. But as you can see, though, too, that both Hansen and Joswick. Yes. Tosa East is still in that zone.
Tough shot by Brown. Hansen can't save it, so Vincent will maintain control.
Yes.
Maybe forcing it a bit.
Yes. But, you know, when you've been doing it all year long, the last couple of years, too, you know. You're the man.
Now 3 of 14 from the field. Maurice Wade, way off the mark that time. Got his own rebound. Up over Freund, and they called a blocking foul that time on Freund, so Boo Wade will go to the line.
Got his offensive rebound, went to the basket, and Boyd got called for a block.
Maurice Boo Wade on his way to the University of Wisconsin, where they expect him to play a little point guard down here in Madison. Got the nickname Boo.
Well, he stepped to the line and hit those with ease.
And now it's a 2-point game, so that's 7-point Tulsa East lead, which was 9 at one point. Now down to 2.
We also saw Vincent put on some pressure with about 2 minutes to go, too. Full court.
Chris Breyer back in for Tulsa East. Jesuit fakes the 3. Long 2. Tyler James comes out of there with it, and now Vincent with a chance to tie it, maybe take the lead with a 3, but a foul before that on Alan Hansen.
Well, Vincent had fought back after being down at halftime, and it's almost as much as 10 the third quarter, and they're within 2 with 1:23 seconds to go to the third quarter.
Another key game for every foul.
And that's in reversal to the first half, where Tulsa East was on the line.
Vincent's on a bit of a roll here.
Still a 2-3 zone.
Maurice Wade double teamed. Stolen away by Hansen. 2-on-1. He's got Breyer. Poked away by Brown. Stolen.
That was a great defensive player by Brown to keep the ball in bounds.
Brown for 3. Another wild shot inside, and a foul. We're going the other way. And Greg Brown on the floor, frustrated with himself. Just cannot connect. We head down the final 40 seconds of the third quarter.
See if they'll play for one shot.
Freund on Landry. First field goal of the game for Freund, and it came in a very difficult manner.
Well, that's what Coach Haas had said all year long, though, too. He rises to the occasion, does what he has to do to win.
So now Vincent will shoot for 1 to end the third quarter. James, now Brown. 5 seconds to go. Better hurry. Brown, can he get it to go? A tough shooting day for Greg Brown. Tulsa East with a 4-point lead. And they came out of that one looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, there was an urgency to get it together because they haven't been in this position many times.
Well, the urgency can't get any greater than it is now for Vincent.
And that with about a little over 7 minutes to go.
Breyer got a hand on that one, poked it out of bounds. Can't get it to go. Landry rebound, no. Knocked out of there, and a foul on Freund, so free throws coming for Landry. Stay with these two guys, and it was very entertaining, very informative stuff.
Yes.
They love talking high school basketball. Carl Landry, the senior, averaging 9 points a game. He'll shoot for his 4th.
Well, Coach Dean is really impressed with this young man. Being a Division I prospect at 6'7", he said he's probably the most improved ball player he's had since he's been coaching.
He'll probably go the junior college route before choosing a Division I school in a couple of years.
Yes. Now, in that last exchange down there, after he shot the free throws, Vincent went into a 1-2-1-1. Full court pressure.
Fitzgerald, Jesuit. Now Hansen. Freund, Jesuit. They play a little catch along the baseline. Freund with a jump hook, and that time Delonte Wade leaning a little bit on him. So Freund will go to the line, and that is 4 fouls on Delonte Wade with 7:09 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, the Wisconsin's dairy producers, remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. 7 of Freund's 9 points have come from the free throw line so far for Tulsa East, and Andy Freund gives the Red Raiders a 4-point lead.
Now they've extended their zone defense out a little further.
Tom Diener wants a timeout. This will be a full timeout here at the Kohl Center. 6:57 to go, third quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. A message from your statewide sponsors is coming up. This is your WIAA Network station.
It's going to be smart enough not to pick up that 5th foul.
Chris Pryor, a 69% free throw shooter. 1 out of 2. Freund almost got the board, but Landry comes out of there with it.
Yeah.
5-point Tosa East lead.
Let's see if they go inside of their big man now. Wade, they're looking like they want to. They'll have Tosa in the zone.
Vincent taking their time trying to figure out how to attack it right now. Brown with the leaner. Carl Landry inside, loose. Who's got it? Dewante Wade.
Got great set of hands to grab that, to lay that back up in traffic.
3-point game. 4 points now for Dewante Wade.
And remember, Brown has 4 fouls. Let's see what he's going to do.
And he's guarding Hansen, who's a major offensive threat in that first half for Tosa East. Been quiet so far. Freund drew the foul. More free throws forthcoming for Andy Freund.
I think you have a sub over there. Let's see if he's going to come in for Brown.
Terrence Tatum. Freund calmly sinks that one. He'll get another. Tatum, let's see, he will replace Carl Landry, so the Vikings go small.
Probably so that he could probably put Tatum on Hansen. So it won't be too much of a liability to pick up that 4th or that 5th foul.
Yeah, that's a good point, Coach, because Brown was guarding Hansen that last time down the floor.
Yes.
Tosa East back up by 5. Big free throws there for the senior.
Tosa still in the zone.
Wade can't leave him open. Misses that one. Poked out of there. Maurice gets it back. Greg Brown. Pretty scoop shot.
They kind of shut him out with the exception of that second opportunity. Remember what Coach Haas said about too many opportunities on the offensive end for Vincent.
That's Brown's first basket since the first quarter. He had missed 11 in a row. 13 in a row. Don Kerr, our statistician, corrects me. Joswick with the leaner. And Dewante Wade comes out of there with it.
That was a strong rebound by Wade.
Vincent can tie it with a 3. Brown blocked by Freund as Brown got caught in between, and Joswick comes out of there with it.
And he kept it in play. That was an outstanding defensive play.
That could have been a momentum turner. We'll have to watch very closely here.
Yes. And that substitute with Tatum coming in.
He is guarding Hansen, just like you said, Coach.
See how patient and disciplined kept it in play. That's a great defensive play.
Even with that miss, Freund having an excellent day from the charity stripe. 4-point Tosa East lead.
Yeah, he works very hard. Does a nice job. Tosa's still in the zone.
Maurice Wade left open for 3. Pryor battling for the board along with James. It's knocked out of bounds. Pryor can't believe it. But Milwaukee Vincent will take over. High drama here at the Kohl Center. We're just getting started with our Division I quarterfinals. Madison, La Follette, and Appleton West are next.
Well, they're isolating Brown so he can split or read the floor.
Went with the left hand that time in midair. He drew the foul, so he'll shoot a pair from the free throw line.
Yeah, I think some people were kind of breathless.
And he's generally a pretty good free throw shooter.
Two out of 3 in this game so far for Greg Brown.
I see Vincent in full-court pressure, denying the ball to Hansen, so somebody else is going to have to bring the ball up. So I think Coach Dieter doesn't want Hansen to handle the basketball. They're going to try to keep it away from him.
Hansen with Tatum on him. Right in his shorts. Fitzgerald. 3 minutes to go.
Well, they're going to work for a good shot. Coach wanted them to run some motion. Let's see what the fifth is.
Joswick in the corner. Breyer with Brown on him. Brown has those 4 fouls. Double team. Got to be careful. Freund open for 3. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes. Gets it back after the block. Freund inside.
That's a huge shot right there. Off-balance shot. Got it blocked and took it right back to him.
Wade. Oh, my goodness. Even Tom Diener can't believe he made it.
He certainly did, but he balled that within 2. Wow.
Tom Diener grabbed his hair after Wade made that one and said, oh, my gosh.
I think he did it when he took the shot.
Stolen away. Here comes Wade. And now Vincent, just like that, has a chance to tie. Tatum took an extra step that time. Taking care of the ball rather well considering how well they play defense. That's not a lot of turnovers for an entire game like this.
Well, this is a low-scoring game. It's a good game.
Outstanding game. Stolen away. It's Wade again. What's he going to do? That's within his range, folks.
Yeah, that's over by Coach. I don't think he'll take it this time, though. But you can bet either 31 Brown or 12 Wade is going to take the shot, unless he gets up and inside. And they're both in the bonus.
Brown with it. Draws a crowd. Tough shot. Got it to go. We're tied at 41.
That's a real tough shot. And I think Brown was pumped because he's been working hard all day long.
Well, that Wade three-pointer a moment ago really created a buzz here at the Kohl Center. And now Milwaukee Vincent has worked themselves back into a tie, 41-all, with 1:03 to go. A message from our statewide sponsors is coming.
The shot, but he said, yeah, after it went in.
Three-point field goals, neither for
Vincent's also out-rebounded him to this point in time, too, 31-23.
Yeah, we have a situation over the scores table. Greg Brown, I believe, is bleeding.
Take him out. Give him
might be bleeding. Anyway, we can't pick up on anybody who... Allen Hansen across the mid-court stripe with Tatum on him. Freund with Maurice Wade on him.
You got an athlete on an athlete now. Let's see what happens.
Good defense by Tulsa East. Hansen now has a lane. Throws it up. Got it to go! The sophomore with a huge shot.
Certainly was. He shot huge shots all night. Now, let's see what Vincent's going to do with this. With 30-some seconds to go.
Tulsa East fans on their feet, as are the Vincent Viking fans.
They're shading Wade this time. They got to go.
And the way he was shooting, you got to guard him all the way up half court.
Yeah, you better pick him up and put a hand on, and don't let Brown split you.
Vincent going to shoot for the tie. Is the dynasty going to continue, or will it come to an end? And a foul out in front on Hansen, and I'm not sure what he did.
Could have been a push-off, too, on Brown.
Foul is called against Hansen.
But it's called against Hansen.
Team foul 9 against Wauwatosa East.
9 team fouls for Tulsa East, so Greg Brown will go to shoot free throws with 11.1 to go. Dewante Wade getting set to check in for Vincent. Touch out of bounds. Vincent's ball. Fitzgerald had a hand on it, but it went off his hand. Vincent will take over, and George Haas wants a timeout with 9.8 to go. George Haas says, bring it in. Bring it in.
Yeah, but I think he's happy with where they are. They still got to get the ball out. You just don't want to give up a three-point basket or an attempt for a free throw after a shot's made.
What a thriller down here at the Kohl Center. Neither of these two teams playing in a whole lot of close games. Tulsa East 2-2 in games decided by 5 points or less. And Vincent, well, this is only their second game decided by 5 points or less.
Well, you got to look at, though, Tulsa East, though. They played Marquette 4 overtimes. So they've been in that position before. And I don't know if Vincent's played any overtime games. They have not been.
What kind of play are you setting up there? Is it obvious? Is it going to Boo Wade, or are you going to let Greg Brown create a little bit?
I don't know. It's obvious it's going to go to one or to three. Either one or to two Wades or Brown to create something, and you definitely don't want to give up a three-point basket. And who knows, they might lob it to Landry, but I don't think that's the case. They're going to go to 31-12.
Wade steps out from beyond the arc. Fakes, shoots for the lead. Landry knocked out of there with 4 seconds. Hansen fouled by Wade, and with 2 seconds to go.
That's it.
Let's look at it again. Boo Wade had 2 really good looks at this three.
Well, he faked them, and he got that look. They set up a tandem across the line, and then he had a good look, though. But Freud is the one that tipped the ball out of the lane, so they didn't have an opportunity to get the rebound.
And Carl Landry had a shot from point-blank range and couldn't get it to go.
Well, it must be those brand-new rims for the NCAA tournament.
So here's Alan Hansen, the sophomore, 64% free throw shooter. Here you can look at his numbers during the season and his numbers today. He'd love to add 2 more to that point column for the Red Raiders.
Well, if he makes both of them, you don't have to worry about anything.
He'll get 2. In and out. Vincent still with a glimmer of hope. Tom Diener still has a timeout, a couple of timeouts, as a matter of fact, in his hip pocket if he wants to use them. 0 for 2. Landry rebounds and a timeout with 1.6. Big misses for Hansen.
Oh, they were big misses, but with 1.6 seconds and you have to go 95 feet. That's an awful long, and if they lose it, then it wasn't meant for them to win this ball game.
Yeah, this isn't like the NBA where automatically you can...
The basket probably toward Landry or Wade. And George wanted to see what kind of offensive alignment they were in so he could maybe possibly make some adjustments. But with 1.6...
There's Breyer and Freund back deep to defend against Devontae Wade and Carl Landry.
It's going to be a deep one.
Boo Wade to trigger the inbound. Chucking it deep. Here we go. Knocked away. Breyer, he's got it. Tulsa East wins.
The Milwaukee Vincent Vikings, 41. Wauwatosa East will be selling tickets for their next state tournament basketball game here at the Kohl Center only. Patrons should immediately proceed to
The Giants have been slayed here at the Kohl Center in Madison. Milwaukee Vincent, their dynasty coming to an end here today. Tulsa East wins it by 2 in the quarterfinals. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.